Greetings fans, hyper fans, and people just lost looking for videos of cats on YouTube. Do you remember who I am? I don't. Okay, so I haven't made a video in a very long time because I kind of got tired of chasing the algorithms and I just was not doing what I used to do. I wasn't buying new Transformers, I wasn't finding cool stuff from China. And I just took some time to myself and got on with my other hobbies, a lot of which were painting minis. This is sort of my paint setup. It's set up for 2 people at the moment. But yeah, I've just done a whole bunch of Hero Quest stuff, and I got a whole set of the Dungeons and Dragons TV series minis. That is the Shadow Monster. As I was doing this, I mean, this should be like the easiest mini to paint because he is just completely black. And I thought, well, I could either get him in like a translucent smoky black or just the blackest that I could do. Now, for the longest time, the blackest paint was Vanta Black, which was basically a chemical monstrosity that the British artist Anish Kapoor bought, copyrighted, locked behind paywalls, and then another artist called Stuart Semple, who actually has now changed his name to Anish Kapoor because he is just a fucking troll, came up with Black 2.0, then 3.0, then 4.0, and it's supposed to be like even blacker than Vanta Black, or at least so close to as you can't do it. And it's licensed to everybody in the world except for Anish Kapoor. But considering that he's now changed his name to Anish Kapoor, does that mean he's not allowed to own his own stuff? Anyway, I reached out to him because I realized I'd actually bumped into him at some point and said, hey, I want to paint something that is that size, and your smallest bottle, whilst it's definitely worth it, is probably more than I spend on groceries in a week. Do you have like a tiny sample you can send out? And he went, or his PA said, oh yeah, we remember you. Let's send you a box out. So I've sat here, I've waited for it, and I got a box with a very cool tote bag. Let's see, where can I put this there? It's not going to get covered in paint. I guess it getting covered in paint's kind of, but yeah, we have got like whole bunches of stickers. Many anti-Anish Kapoor ones. We have the world's pinkest pink. Really nice gold acrylic. Super base, flat matte acrylic base paint. Which I will get into at some point. Yes, I am deliberately ignoring the thing that there are most of in the box at the moment. More cool stickers, another notebook, which I can write in all the things that I plan to do and then don't. And then we have 6, 7, 8, 10 of the special edition Black 4.0 launch bottles. And have I just covered up my mini? There. So I've got 10 bottles of this to paint this. Now, I could do one of those stupid TikTok things of how many coats can I put on this, but that would just end up as a ball. So this is what I wanted, and I'm so happy that Culture Hustle sent this out to me. I'm gonna try and find some of my other friends who are painters, model painters, and other creatives, and I'm going to get these out to them to see what they do with it. Anyway, I'm going to get this guy painted up, and let's see how he does compared to, you know, Halford's matte black base paint. Okay, so here is Venger's Shadow Demon. It is printed out in resin. It's just been given a base coat of apparently matte black, but you can see how this is still very shiny. The base is FDM printed. It didn't do too good a job of filling the top in, but I kind of thought I'd extend that out to be sort of some 3D cracks so that you can have the demon coming out of it. You can see the black of just like standard Warhammer Abaddon black there. The black on the base is literally the holes into the filament. And yeah, he's relatively shiny for something that's supposed to be a matte paint. So here is the 2024 Culture Hustle Black 4.0. I'll get some of this out and give him a paint. Okay, so I'm not messing around with my wet palette or anything. I've just put a little bit of this onto paper. Got a medium brush, and I'm just going to do a thin coat all over him. So the guy who printed these out for me, I think, uses a very fragile resin. Is this actually in focus? Yeah, okay. So when this turned up, this entire arm was missing. I couldn't find it in the bag, and I basically had to rebuild it out of support material. There's a tiny bit on the inner elbow that's very obvious, but hopefully once this is all super black, those changes in angles will become less visible. So painting black on black is kind of irritating because you can't really tell where you've gone. I'm trying to go over this in a semi-logical progression to make sure I don't miss anything. But really, I'm seeing it is shiny where the new paint has gone on, which is funny because the whole reason for doing this paint is to make it less shiny. I'm so impressed with Stuart for having sent out such a lovely gift box. I mean, I'm almost done this and it's just been like one squirt of paint. I would have literally sent him like an AliExpress contact lens box and said, hey, can I get a squirt in there? But I'm now having to think of all kinds of other things that I want to use that paint for. Somebody did a review saying that the shelf life of this isn't amazing, so I'm going to have to find that out. So that's pretty much all covered. I am stippling just to make sure there's no really obvious brush strokes. And now I will wait for him to dry.
Okay, so I have put 2 coats of the Black 4.0 on him now, and that shine has definitely gone. I think there are a couple of points that I can definitely see that I've missed. Shows up more on the camera, but yeah, that's significantly less reflective. Whether it's blacker, I can't really tell. I mean, definitely more matte, but I think that definitely counts as a success. I've done a couple of other little bits and pieces. This was sort of just black PLA from 3D print and just using a little bit of the black on the edges. You can see a significant difference, but yeah, that looks nicely darker. So yeah, I mean, I'm impressed with how matte it is, but it's not as intense as I was expecting it to be. I'm not going to put a third coat on that one, purely because he would lose more detail. I'm going to see if I can think of something bigger to try painting with this, and we'll see how that works out.
Nice.